Hello and welcome to the 13th episode of my Call of Duty Ghosts Weapon Guide. In this episode, the Honey Badger, an American personal defense weapon with integral suppressor, named for a particularly ferocious species of mustelid. The Honey Badger's damage is moderate, with the weapon performing well in close quarters. 3 body shots to kill, or 2 shots where 1 is a headshot. At a distance, you may need up to 5 shots to kill, unless you're fortunate enough to land 4 headshots upon a distant target. Rate of fire is a healthy 800 rounds per minute. Very good for the assault rifle category, and certainly enough to hang in most close quarters gunfights. Hipfire performance is at the assault rifle default, but the intrinsic stealth benefits, paired with the higher than average rate of fire, means that hipfiring should generally yield good results. Recoil is high, with your shots quickly dispersing in an omnidirectional manner. The Honey Badger is very much suited to close range engagements, so you should seek to avoid longer range combat where possible. Aim time is the same as any other assault rifle at 300 milliseconds, and your movement speed is identical to the Honey Badger's peers too, at 90% of the base. Magazine capacity is 30 rounds, or 45 rounds with extended mags, the standard for the assault rifle class. Reloads are reasonably quick, taking 2.63 seconds to complete. Sometimes inconvenient for a close quarters weapon, but the default silencer will often buy you time sufficient to change mags. It makes the most sense to build a stealth class around the Honey Badger. If you've a silenced weapon by default, it seems logical to muffle other means of detection as well. As far as your attachments are concerned, you can effectively equip 3. And the most useful overall is probably the foregrip, enhancing your weapon's controllability. While you shouldn't seek out combat at a long range, it doesn't hurt to have lower recoil, and this can prove decisive in some gunfights. Extended mags is probably another wise choice, as the Honey Badger fires relatively quickly, and the extra 15 rounds per mag will come in useful from time to time. If you'd sooner equip an optic, you certainly can, although the iron sights are clear enough. And with a stealth build, you should ideally be engaging unaware targets at a close range, where aiming assistance probably isn't necessary. For your perks, Off the Grid is a great way to preserve the element of surprise, as you'll be entirely invisible to enemy satcoms. Pair this with Dead Silence, and even the most attentive of foe will be completely unaware of your approach, leaving them vulnerable. Takedown is a cheap point spend that will also help chain stealth kills together, making it even more difficult for enemies to pinpoint where you're striking from. Finally, Marathon can also be a worthwhile spend on larger maps. Infinite Sprint comes in useful to flank your enemy, as you'll be able to take a longer route to strike from an unseen angle. The Honey Badger is an effective assault rifle for close quarters combat that comes preloaded with a free silencer. Its damage is more than sufficient compared to the alternatives, and few other assault rifles can compare to the Honey Badger's rate of fire. When used in a stealth role, the weapon is both versatile and deadly, more than able to quickly take down enemies out to a middle range. At a distance, performance does suffer. The higher recoil means landing shots at range is difficult, which could give the advantage to a weapon better suited to the engagement. You'll find SMGs and shotguns do outperform you at a very close range too. While the Honey Badger's output is good, it pales in comparison to the weapons which specialize in short-range scuffles. Still, you do have a stealth edge, and the blend of traits bestowed upon the mighty Badger do make it a good fit for such a role. Such a tenacious weapon won't stand for any nonsense, and will earnestly cut down any prey bold enough to stand in its way. You can equip another weapon if you'd like. Honey Badger don't care. Thank you very much for watching, and join me next time when I'll be covering the USR. Until then, farewell.